be seen? Can I be heard? Hi, my name is Esau Mora, and long story short, I was born in the dead middle of California. Dead middle, point at the dead center of California, and that is where I grew up. The valley, it's beautiful, it's tiny, it smells like manure. I just grew up surrounded by orchards and cows and people who look just like me. I never felt other. I would speak to kids who had just come from India or just in general, we're first generation. So what I'm gonna share with you tonight, I only ever met my biological father 3 times in my life that I can remember. The first time was when I was 6 years old. The second time was when I was 21 and I sought him out. And the final time was on his deathbed a few months later. So let's vibe, let's talk. So this first piece is called Awake in the Valley Between Seasons. Muddied feet and waiting for the blossoms. Bring flowers, bring fruits, bring nuts, bring freight trucks full of candies, wool blankets, and family. I fell asleep as the orchards broke open. Mama played mom and dad for 3 children. She worked full-time and made us do the math. Don't confuse love for want, for need, for soothe. We grew cold while she worked and made kindling from nests, gangs, pipes, books, God, and the orchards. When the branches of a tree start to bow, brace them with ropes before the curve can set in. The roots of a plant cannot be controlled. Mid-sentence, Mama slapped my limp wrists straight. That day, I learned Papa had been absent. In a letter to his 6-year absence, I drew us stick figures in bow ties, arms outstretched, yearning for an embrace, for soothe. Not all land is fertile, too wet, too dry. Water, dirt, and light are just elements. Roots, branches, ropes, families are the same. Every father figure I'd ever known was a goddess and a working woman. He smelled like stale beer, Marlboros, and sweat, held me like a prize he hadn't earned, enough alike to justify the wage. Standing, watching fruit ripen has its cost. An orchard is not for leisurely joys. A harvest can be damning if it rots. What do you tell a brown boy with 2 tongues, bad hands, cusping manhood in the valley? Does Jehovah still see that Chicano? Should I lift weights in Mama's backyard? Should I dig Papa back up out of the earth? Orchards are not love, not wants, not needs, for soothe. This next piece is called Morning. I wrote this right when I moved to New York about 2.5 years ago. I woke up literally the second day just thinking, what the fuck have you done? You know, like, why did you put yourself here? You're broke. And then on top of that, I just realized, I was like, wow, you've given yourself no space to mourn the death of your father. As soon as my dad passed away, I was living in California, and I had just gotten into a BFA program, and I was just like, oh, I'm gonna go. Like, there's no reason why I shouldn't go. And the fact that he died wasn't gonna, this man had been fucking absent my entire life. There was no reason that I wasn't gonna not go do whatever the hell I wanted to do. And then I just realized, I was like, I have not given myself the time to process that. And I started just thinking in fragments, and I have a constant conversation in my head that is split between Spanish and English. So here you go. A senseless memory, so rich, so dense, filled with so very much of you. A look so deep, you, who knew who I was and left me too. Remember the memory? mere worship. I think I can only feel clay. I don't remember your hands. I won't know lost things about you. I have lost so many things. How can you learn to mourn a ghost you never got to know but made you lose so much? Ya no existe la luna, ni el sol. Vestir de negro no te cura. ¿A qué divinidad le debo para que me arranque el juego complicado de nostalgia rara, lleno de tanta rabia y celos? No hay una tristeza más grande que soportar que la de un padre y su hijo bastardo. Viviendo con su nombre, nómbrame desde el más allá, piérdeme, olvídame de mi ser, olvido para existir en paz sin él, que me convirtió en un fantasma desde el principio. ¿Eres capaz de decirme cómo es que se nos olvida un duelo carnal y creado adentro de mis fantasías? Thank you.
Yeah.